All right, so welcome everyone to our relaxing mobility and flexibility class. This class will just stretch. We'll do a lot of our stretching from the chair. We'll do some stretching standing up, and then we'll do some stretching laying down on the floor too. So if any of those, you know, um, I guess mobilities doesn't work for you, feel free to skip or just wait patiently. I know sometimes maybe just being on our feet could get tender for our arches. It does for me sometimes. Or just being on the floor sometimes could cause back pain. So if, in case there's anything like that, just let us know. Or you could just go ahead and hold off. And again, if there's any movements or stretches that we do that cause pain or discomfort, you could just go ahead and skip. But we will probably spend about, I say 40%, that's like 40% of our stretches on our chair, maybe 30% standing up and 30% on the floor. So we'll start off here. So equipment wise, we'll need a chair, which I'm sitting on, a yoga mat if you have one, if you have a medicine ball, something light, it could be a baseball, it could be a softball, it could be a golf ball, anything that you could really just roll your feet on, so we could work on our arches. That'd be great. And then I think I mentioned for Saturday's class, which is like the sister class to this class, for Saturday's class, we will be doing pretty much everything that we do in here, but I do want to include some foam rolling towards the end. So that Saturday class might be more like 25% chair, 25% standing, 25% laying on the floor, and then 25% foam rolling. So in case, and I'll add the foam rolling to the end in case you don't have a foam roller, you could just kind of sign off and we'll see you on Monday. But yeah, so updates, no updates on the Monday roster. I did send out an email. So if you manually enrolled yourself on the Monday class, you should have that. But if I rolled you over, then that hasn't transferred over. And it's just been hectic weeks for me because this is the first week for Santa Ana, but we're on like finals week for Long Beach where I also teach. So I'll continue to add the Canvas course shells the night before. So I'll do that again. I have a easier Wednesday today, so I'll try to get through most of them today. But other than that, any questions before we start?
So Julio, I just noticed when I went in today, all the little on dashboard, none of the courses are there except on courses and the numbers. I don't know, it was there yesterday, but it's not there today. I don't know if anyone else had that issue. I can still get in on courses. It was weird, instead of that.
But the tile didn't appear?
Right, and it was there yesterday.
That is strange. Anyone else have that same issue?
I clicked once and it didn't show, but then when I went to all courses, I clicked there and it showed all of them except
That's what mine did too.
Huh. That is strange. I'm not sure. Maybe it's just a software thing. I didn't change anything from last night. It should show the tile that says Wednesday on there. Did anyone else see the tile that says Wednesday on there? Show of hands or?
This is the only class that had the link. The rest of my classes, and I went in and registered online manually myself, and none of the other classes had any of the links available for me to join.
Yeah, so I haven't updated the other courses. So I did yesterday's class and then today's, and then I'll be doing the remaining classes either today or tomorrow. But those aren't ready yet with links. Let me check Canvas real quick. So no one had a tile this morning? Okay, so Christine.
Right.
I did for this class.
I have them all.
Okay.
I had a tile for this morning.
Okay, all right. So maybe it's just Costa Mesa people.
I'm gonna get you on that one.
So maybe it's just just close the program, and sometimes that happens to me a lot with the software. but it could just be as easy as that if everyone else is seeing it. But yeah, but yeah, if you're enrolled in my other classes, I apologize, but those will be ready before the next session for that class. So for tomorrow's class, it's not there, but I'll make sure that it's there. You know, like I have a few hours to spare. It just takes some time to do each one individually. But other than that, I don't think I'm forgetting anything else. There's some information on the modules. If you want to go over that, I will try to post a recording right after the course is once the recording is accessed. I gotta get the link, upload that to YouTube, and from YouTube upload that to Canvas. So so yeah, so there's some steps to that. But yeah, anything else besides that? Any requests on stretches today? So this is my most enrolled class, or I have the highest number of folks in this class out of any of my classes. Most of them are somewhere between 25 to 35. This one has about 53. So yeah, so I think people are ready to stretch. So yeah, so we might see more people, and if you happen not to be here live with us, then you can always just watch the recording or go back. So I see a request for back. Okay, so only enrolled for Tuesday, Wednesday. Kathleen, you haven't missed much. Nice to see you. All right, Christine, yep, the tiles are only up for Tuesday and Wednesday right now. I see hips, okay. All right, so with hips and back, that means we will probably spend a little bit more time with the stand-up stretches and on the floor, so we could work on the hips. So yeah, we could go ahead and breeze through some of these, okay? So with these stretches, if you're new to the class, we usually do facial, kind of like massages, then we'll do neck, shoulders, arms, hands, forearms, hips, everything, work our way down, and then we'll do the stand-up stuff. But if we have requests for back and hips, maybe we could just skip through some of them. And like I mentioned yesterday, I do have some of you all 6 days this week if you're enrolled in all 6 of my classes. So all of these classes you could expect to last closer to that 1 hour range instead of like that 70 to 75 minute range. So, all right, very good. All right, let's go ahead and begin. Oh yeah, good, I'm recording. So let's open our mouth as wide as we can. Keep that mouth open, look up. Once you've looked up, bring your chin towards your nose. So close your jaw. Should feel a nice stretch on your neck. I've noticed that sometimes I wear my chain and my chain disappears around some wrinkles on my neck. So I got to do a lot more of these because I'm getting more wrinkles on my neck. So this is what that's working on. So you don't trying to stretch out that tendons and skin there. So open, close. We'll do about 10 of these. Should feel that stretch just running through your neck. All right, very good. Now we're gonna just palpate or lightly massage our face. So we'll go just with our pointing finger and our middle finger from our earlobes, just gently run them by your jawline with your chin. You don't want to be too rough, please. All right, now let's go from our earlobes to the end of our lips. A few years ago, I bought some facial creams to rid of the wrinkles that were developing around my eyes. I don't know what, I think I just had extra cash to spare, and I saw this ad on Facebook, and I clicked on it, and it kept emphasizing, let's go ahead from the end of our eyes down to the end of our lips. It kept emphasizing how important it was to apply the cream with the softness of your pinky. And I don't know if that's true, but since then I just you know, but I have seen that you don't want to press too hard against your facial skin and muscles. Very good, just gentle. Now with the knuckles, just kind of rub them around your cheeks. First timers in this class right now are probably like, what are we doing? We do this for the whole hour, folks, so we're just here looking like little kittens. So, all right, very good. Let's go ahead and inhale through our nose for about 3 to 4 seconds, and then exhale through a small windpipe that you'll make with your lips. So, inhale, deep inhale, and then exhale. So you exhale fully, you should be out of breath, and your core should get really tight too. Okay. Do about 8 of those. Right here, 9 a.m. in Southern California, and Jan is in Hawaii, 6 a.m. right now. Eating pineapple probably for breakfast. Very good. All right, awesome. Let's go ahead and lightly stretch our neck. So just looking left to right. And the more you do it, the more range of motion you should be developing. So you could try and turn your head a little bit further and do it soft and slowly. You don't want to do a sudden jerk and pull a neck muscle. All right, now up and down. Let's do some neck circles. Switch directions. All right, we're gonna do last for our neck stretch. So again, sit on your left hand, bring your right hand over, grab by your ear, then pull. And then I know I have some folks in here that aren't in all of my classes. So what I could also do in case you do want an additional workout for the week, I'll link my YouTube channel on the front of the page. Make sure you subscribe, like, do all of that stuff, share, make me trend on Twitter or X and Facebook. Just kidding. But yeah, but if you are looking to do more stuff, you might as well just enroll the other courses because you'll get all the stuff direct from there. Switch. Yeah, very good. All right, let's go with our shoulders, our upper back. So just bring your hands up and down, just no angels here. So we got Doris, Lisa, Sarah, Jerry, Kathleen, got everyone here. Missing Debbie. Not sure. Debbie's one of our most active in the active classes, and maybe this is too easy for her. So I was gonna try and work out before this class, but all it takes is a diaper blowout from Julian to kind of stop my workout. So let's bring that arm across. So I just figured, I'll warm up the joints with this class today, and then I'll go for my workout later. So. I was telling my wife that in college, I used to always stop by this little cafeteria and grab an egg salad sandwich, which is just like, I think the egg salad part was just hard-boiled eggs with a little bit of mayo, and then just on white bread. And back in 2006, 2007, that was about $3, which I thought was ridiculous. But now that's probably extremely cheap. But anyways, I don't know why, but well, yeah, I was checking our refrigerator and I saw how many eggs we had. I was like, let me go make that salad. Seems easy enough. I don't know why. I'm not sure if something's wrong with me when it comes to hard boiling eggs, but I couldn't figure it out. I hard boiled a dozen eggs, and when it came to peeling them, they kept, sticking to the eggshells and kind of clumping apart as I was peeling them. I don't know. I guess there's a trick to it. But...
I haven't figured it out after 70 years, so don't worry about it.
Let's bring that arm. Okay, you made me feel better, Terry. Thank you. So, Annette,
Me neither. My husband can do them, but I cannot.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I tried following this instruction. Of course, I had to go online to look for how to hard-boiled eggs. And I tried to follow one, and it said, boil the water. No, put the eggs in there, half an inch of water above the eggs. So there's more water, of course. Boil it. Once it boils, move the pot out of the hot stove for 12 minutes, and then have like an ice bath for the eggs for another 12 minutes.
Yeah.
And I did that, and then I started peeling, and then the whole thing like just stuck to each other. And I'm like, okay, like, and then my wife comes and she's like, no, you're supposed to boil the water first and then put the eggs in there. I'm like, I think that's gonna shatter the eggs. And I kind of debunked that and didn't try it and just tried boiling them longer. And yeah, it didn't work for me. So let's do shoulder press motion right here. So if anyone knows how to,
I use the cold water, put them in cold water, then bring it to a boil, and then set the timer for 11 or 12 minutes, and they hard boil beautifully, but I can't peel them.
Yeah, I saw them cracking on their own, and when I saw those cracks, I was like, oh, I think they're good to go. And then I started peeling, and yeah, I was like, are you kidding me? And so anyways, if anyone knows the secret, feel free to share.
I think it's something genetic.
Yeah, it's definitely yeah, I guess I didn't get that gene because I'm good at toasting bread, but not at making hard-boiled eggs. I remember my dad doing them easily. All right, very good. Here. Now palms up, and then let's just push down. So this is for our triceps.
Oh, I've been boiling eggs. I've been cooking them in the air fryer, and I'm not a good cook at all. And they come out really good in the air fryer.
So I saw that, and I was like, that just sounds crazy. So tell me more.
Okay. I watched a YouTube. Her name is Melanie Cooks, and she makes it so easy. So I'm not a good cook at all. Cooking is like hard for me, but I've been doing it,
Yeah.
cooking the eggs in the air fryer, and it comes out, yeah, nice.
So these are for hard-boiled eggs?
Yeah, for hard boiled eggs. Yeah, yeah.
So do you add water to the
No, I just she in the video she puts 5 eggs in the air fryer for the temperature I think is 275,
switch?
but I do it for 275, 280 for
Yeah.
15 minutes, and it comes out nice.
And they peel nicely?
And then after that I put it in cold water for I don't know a few hours, and
Oh,
then I peel them, and
okay.
yeah. Yeah. I mean,
So
half of it comes out peeling nice, but you get some a little bit hard, like hard peels, but yeah. But it
yeah,
peels nice. Yeah.
okay, I'll have to test that out.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
definitely has to be when I'm not craving them right away because I don't know if I can wait a few hours, but if I do it like while I'm out and about, then yeah. But yeah, I think I saw something like that and I just wasn't sure. So, all right, let's go ahead. I don't want to spend too much time on upper body because we do want to stretch our back and our hips. So let's go with our performance stretch. Or actually, let's go with our hip openers. I'm sorry. So just come out here. So from being here, out, off to the side, and then before your leg collapses like this, just put your hand and keep it upright. Yeah, and it was just, I think I had out of the 12 eggs, with each egg only representing like 3/4 of itself because half of it or some of the egg whites stuck to the eggshells. I put the egg whites and I think half of the egg yolks in there, and then I had I think 2 or 3 tablespoons of light mayo, and I just kind of whisked that all up, and yeah, and then I just put it on toast and a little bit of mustard and lettuce. Yeah, it was just like I remember it back in my college days, and tasted good. Mm, I think my wife was expecting something more exciting, but I'm like, nope, it's just mayo and eggs. So, um, but yeah, I got my from my nutrition coach. Let's go for performance stretch. From my nutrition coach, I guess now I'm on a cut or on a mini cut, which means I'm trying to lose a little bit of weight over the coming weeks, maybe next month or two. And yeah, I'm supposed to be eating half the carbs of what I've been eating for the last month or two, which is totally fine because I was getting sick of eating so much oatmeal in the morning and just snacking. I didn't mind the Chex Mix. I was eating a lot of Chex Mix. But yeah, I'm gonna start, I guess, the new little journey starting today. So, but yeah, if anyone, I know I've mentioned that before, if anyone has any goals of for performance for like a first 5K, let's push down on that knee a little bit, or a first 5K or 10K half marathon, or you just want to finish one, or you're looking to lose a little bit of weight, gain a little bit of muscle, we could always stick around at the end of class and chat, or we could always talk about it during class. But I was let's bring that knee up, hug it out. I was over at some families over the weekend, and they had lots of questions to me, and primarily it was about weight loss. And so my wife's uncle was asking me, um, like, hey, like how do I lose weight and yeah, pretty much how do I lose weight? I'm like, well, what do you eat? Okay, so this is just he's he works on floors. He installs tiles at homes and at at buildings. So he said for breakfast he'll usually have coffee, with like 3 scoops of sugar, and then he'll have and then he'll have like some pan dulce or something, some sweet bread. So just carbs, right? So carbs, no, some fat in there, I'm sure from the bread, maybe a little bit of protein from the bread. It's pushed down. I'm like, all right, so what do you have for lunch? He's like, oh, I don't really eat lunch. I just snack all day. I'm like, oh, okay, like, I've done that before when I have lots of plants, I just snack. I'm like, well, what's your snack? He's like, oh, I just have like one of those giant rolls of like cookies, and I'll just snack on the cookies all day. And that's my snack. And then I'm like, all right, so it sounds like he's snacking on like, imagine like Ritz, but like sweet Ritz. Um, so so he's snacking on those, and then I'm like, all right, so what do you eat for dinner? He's like, oh, for dinner, like that's when I like eat a lot. Like I'll eat my meat and beans and tortillas and whatever my wife makes for me. Like I'll eat that at home, and I'll have at least every sitting 8 tortillas with every meal. And I'm like, okay, that's fine because I used to do that too, but that was me as a teenager running 60 miles a week. you know, so just based off all that information that he gave me, and he says that's pretty consistent throughout the week. Let's go ahead, lean back, recline. So bring your knee towards your chest, and then we're just extending. You might hear a little pop here and there. So based off that, it sounds like most of his calories are coming from carbs. And then at the end of the day, he might be, even if he eats a lot, I really doubt he's eating enough protein to develop muscle. So he's probably eating maybe like half of the amount of protein he really needs. And depending on how fatty those cookies are, or depending on how the meat or the beans were prepared, he could get plenty of fat, maybe enough for the day. But it sounds like switch. It sounds like most of his calories are coming from carbs, and if you don't kind of burn your carbs off, then that just kind of sits on your belly and it just kind of turns into fat eventually. So I was like, right, well, based on what you told me, I was like, I think you need to like introduce some protein to your breakfast, maybe eliminate that. And then now let's go ahead, bring the leg in and then out. And yeah, it just sounds like he has way too many carbs. So I recommended less sugar. I recommended instead of that huge roll of cookies throughout the day, maybe an actual meal. And his excuse for that was that when he's down on the floor working with tile, he feels like if he has a full belly from lunch, it interferes with his, I guess, how he feels just from being kneeled. It just kind of bothers him. So I'm like, all right, well, you could try some beef jerky or something else, with a little bit of protein in there, or maybe an egg salad sandwich. I don't know. But yeah, so it's not rocket science. I think when you write it down and see what you actually eat throughout the day, you can make those adjustments. And I think I've mentioned in the past that I had a client that I kind of limited him to 30 grams of sugar per day, and he went from 210 pounds to 180 pounds just from making that adjustment. So he lost 30 pounds there in like a matter of maybe like 4 or 5 months. But yeah, I mean, again, I only share if you have any questions or it's something that interests you. But let's go ahead and work on our calves now. So we're working our way
Speaking
down.
of intermittent fasting,
Sorry? I'll go here. Kathleen, did you say something? Sorry, I didn't hear you. So heel raises, stretching our calves right here.
so I was thinking about getting into intermittent fasting. Do you know anything about that?
I've never done it really, just because I've always been active, and worked with a lot of active folks, and that doesn't seem sustainable for someone who, you know, is constantly burning calories. But I think from what I've seen, um, you know, just depending on how you go about your day. Now let's go ahead and bring the toes up. I've heard good things about it, and you know, not so good things, and not I heard, I guess, good things and not so much negative from it. It's just a matter of you know, if you tend to be a person that works out or walks in the morning or is active in the early hours, it's pretty, it might be tough just because of hunger. Um, but yeah, I mean, you could give it a shot, but at the end of the day, you're still going to be consuming close to the same amount of calories that if you weren't doing the fasting in general, because you still kind of have to get most of your calories. Because if you don't, then you're kind of just starving yourself at that point, and you don't want to do that either. So I think if you do it within that window, which sometimes it's from like noon or 2 p.m. until 8 p.m., but you got to get all your calories in there. And I think if you do it that way properly, you're probably okay with it. But if you're doing it in order to skip a meal and just consume less calories, we're gonna go ahead and do our ABCs. So just with your ankle or your foot, just draw the letters of the alphabet. Yeah, if you just like I said, are doing it where you feel like, okay, if I'm only allowed to eat between 2 o'clock and 8 p.m. and I could only get 1 or 2 meals in during that time, then you know I don't get to eat another meal, then I'm gonna lose weight. That's not the way you should see it. You should see it that you're still gonna consume the same amount just during that time frame. And yeah, and you just gotta, you know, gotta think about how your metabolism is, and you know, if you're missing nutrients, how many vitamins and supplements you need to take as well. So there's a lot that goes into that. But yeah, you just gotta see if it kind of works out with your schedule too. So, but if you're someone who's very active, I think twice about it just because you kind of want to have a little bit of calories before some activity, and then you also want to have some protein after your workout for recovery as well. So that would be like my only concern with that. So same with like keto diet, especially for an endurance runner. I was gonna coach an athlete, but she for long distance, I think for a half marathon, and she said that now for this next one, we're just gonna claw at the floor, so heels down, and bring your toes towards your heels, so just clawing at the floor. Yeah, I was gonna try coaching her and not just telling her workouts, but you know, strength and conditioning stuff, nutrition, and she said she was just gonna do keto and no carbs, just fat and proteins. And I had a really hard time with that. And, uh, you know, just being like a exercise physiology major and, you know, just kind of what I got taught and, you know, seeing the science behind it. That one didn't make sense to me too much. Trying to be, you know, endurance runner where your main source of energy comes from carbs, and now you're eliminating carbs. It just, I don't know, it didn't sound safe for me and comfortable, so I didn't end up working with that person.
Sorry, but that person didn't do the right research for that.
Yeah,
I
and
do
I,
fasting, intermittent fasting and keto, and is nothing like that. But it's a long story. You have to do your own research. It's not like that. You need to go through the 3 macros: carbs,
right.
fats,
So
and
sorry
protein.
to interrupt you, Carmen. Let's go ahead and grab, if you have a baseball, a golf ball. I have my medicine ball. If you don't have one, you know, this one, what you could just do is just grab your feet here and just gently massage your arches. But next time, if you're going to walk around a golf course, there should be a golf ball by the
Yes.
fence line. Just check the fence line as you're walking. You'll find one. Just grab it, wash it, and then yeah. So I did this once with a potato. and I smashed through the potato by the end of class. So wouldn't recommend a potato. But yeah, Carmen, like you were saying, it's I think some people just don't do their research, and sometimes you see some misinformation
Mhm.
and they might just say, well, if you're a long distance runner, you just need to burn calories, and fats and proteins have calories, so you'll be okay, but it's not sustainable, and just burning through that. So yeah, I was just like, and not that it's a trend, but there was, a couple of years ago that some of these diets just became very popular, especially with social media. And I think a lot of people just take the word of a 2-minute video from some,
Mhm.
influencer online, and then they just see that as proof or validity to follow through with it. And
Mhm.
so I was like, oh well. I was like, I lost a client, but I'm also not gonna like roll my eyes at every phone call or text message that I have with this person either. So
Mhm.
I'd rather, not be part of that. Okay. All right. Let's go ahead and so if we're doing hips, so a little bit of hip work right now. We could do, let's find our chair. Let's find a shelf if you have one, or a wall. So I have my wall here. So you could use the bottom portion of the chair, or you could use the top portion depending on how mobile you are. So what I usually like doing for this one, I'll usually do a stretch like this when I do a leg workout or before runs. So I'm just gonna hold on to the shelf, and I'm gonna bring my leg over and then back. Okay. Over, back. We might skip the shoulder stretches today just so we could get through more hips and some back stretches on the floor as well. So again, if the top back rest is too high, you could just look or use the bottom seat. All right, very good. All right, another one before we move on to the next leg. Actually, let's do the next leg before there's confusion. So let's just do the next leg from here. All right. And then again, some of these, I only want you to do them if you have a safe equipment. So if you have a rolling chair, I wouldn't want you to do this one, this next one with the rolling chair. So for this one, I'm just gonna go ahead and bring my foot on the rest or on the seat, and then just kind of lean forward and just kind of bring my hips back. So again, just gonna lean forward. So you should feel this on the hamstring. My chair isn't moving, it's just my hips coming back and forth. And my foot isn't moving either, it's just my knee driving forward and back. If you bring your knee past your toes, you might feel a stretch in your Achilles, so right on your calf. Next time I'm gonna see one of you folks doing this at the park on a picnic table or at Disneyland. All right, very good. We'll switch. Oh, it actually feels good. Yeah, so again, if you're trying to lose some weight, before you think about running a lot more or walking a lot more, which is great for your joints. But yeah, just try eliminating maybe some of your sugary um, foods or snacks. So maybe try doing that first. Try it for, you don't have to completely eliminate it, but I saw this it's a video and I think I've shared his videos. What's his name? Doctor something. I forget his name. But I've shared some of his videos in the past, and some of his stuff is great, and some of his stuff is just baloney that I don't believe in. Um, but anyways, there's some videos that I think he had one video where he said he used to snack on an apple and a little container of peanut butter twice a day, and he eliminated one of those snacks for 4 months and ended up losing like somewhere between 8 to 12 pounds. And it actually makes sense because for one pound, it's usually 3,600 calories. So if you eliminate, peanut butter, which is high in calories, in an apple, you're eliminating about 250 calories times 30. What is that? 3 times 7,500 calories. So that's easily 2 pounds that you could lose just from a little habit of like an apple and peanut butter. If you just eliminate that. So it could be something as easy as that, and you could start shedding some weight. So I mean, if you think about it, you do that for a whole year, that's close to 25 pounds that you're losing just from getting rid of that habit. So all right, let's go ahead and do just some hip circles, some big hula hoops. Yeah, I think when folks hear, oh, like I'm gonna help you lose 2 pounds in a month, that doesn't sound like much because you could gain that after going on a I don't know wherever to go eat. And but if you're doing that consistently and in a healthy manner, like healthy practices, then you should be able to maintain that for several months. And now you're losing 10 to 20 pounds, and yeah, that could be a lot of a difference. Switch. I don't know if you folks have phones that remind you of what happened several years ago when you took a picture, maybe 6 years ago, and it tells you. I think it's like a Google Photos thing, but maybe iPhones have it too. But I've had Google or a Gmail account forever, so it tells me like 12 years this happened, and recently I got one that said oh, a little tight there. Let's go ahead and just do ab circles. So just bring your back here. So transitioning to stretching our back, pump back. So yeah, it um showed me a picture from 2 years ago, a little bit after Julian was born, and that's when I was on that crazy tilapia bulking diet. And oh man, like I just look at the image and it just brought back some discomfort from certain clothes that I used to have, or just tying my shoes and feeling rolls on my belly that I never felt before. But yeah, it's if it's something that you're not used to, it's gonna definitely cause discomfort. All right, and then the next one, we're gonna work a little bit on balance. We'll do this one in the Friday class, but it's just gonna be a standing hip opener. And we'll just work on the same leg first. So knee up, out, down. Okay, we'll switch. Okay, forward. Very good. All right, let's go ahead and get our yoga mat. We'll do the last 15 minutes on the floor. Grab some water, getting thirsty. I'm gonna bring you a little bit closer to me. Remember, tomorrow we have cardio and core, so tomorrow's class will be more active. We'll probably spend a little bit more time warming up for that class, just because it will require a little bit of more labor. So, all right. So actually, for this one, I like starting with the cobra stretch. So just kind of start here, rest on your elbows. So, well, Carmen was ready to do some sit-ups. So just rest on your elbows here. Let's go ahead, place our hands where our elbows were, and then just push up, fully extend. As high as you can go. Make sure there's no pain. Feel this on the lower back. Ooh. All right, from there, let's bring your glutes to your heels. So from here, just kind of quadruped and then just back. You can drop your elbows. Reset. Okay. From here, what I want you to do is the cat-cow. So stay on your fours. So when I say on your fours, your wrists should be right below your shoulders, your knees right below your hips. Okay, so arch up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. So usually inhale on your way up, exhale on your way down. So about 3 more of each. Alrighty. Need a little bit more room. Okay, so from here, I'll turn my angle a little bit. So I'm here, so now what I'm gonna do is just shuffle to my right side with my hands, just my hands, not my knees. So from here, arch up, and then bring your glutes to your heels, head down. You should feel that stretch on your left rib, on your left back. You just kind of hang out there. Reset. Right, let's shuffle to the left side. Yeah. Up. Glutes back. Reset. Okay, so from here, what I want you to do is on your fours. I'm gonna bring my left hand underneath and then just pull as far back as I can across and then just drop my shoulder and rest there. Again, so if you missed that, if you got it, then just hold that stretch. If you missed it, again, it came from quadruped, then the arm comes under and just hold. We'll switch. Right, so again, quadruped, other arm. Through. Awesome. All right, before we finish with some of our last ones, we'll do another one for our hips. So we're gonna be here, and then I'm gonna bring out my leg off to the side. Okay, so again, went from a kneel to bringing the leg out to the side, and then I'm just gonna lean forward. Okay. And then come up, upright, and then turn your torso towards that leg, and then lean towards it. Right, upright. Let's do the other leg. So just shift to the other side. Again, here. Again, stretching out that hip flexor underneath. So you should feel that stretch running from your groin towards the inside of your knee. Upright. Turn your torso and lean. Very good. Right, and then to finish off, For today, we're gonna finish off with some book openers. Okay, so just rest on your side. Okay. There, here. So just rest, and then you're just gonna stack your heels together, stack your knees together. Your shoulders should be right over. You don't want to be tilted too back. And then just follow, bring that hand, follow with your eyes all the way as far back as you can go. And come back. And repeat. Just keep it going. And do about 8 of these on each arm. Two more. Let's switch. Which ones you're ready? Here. And then follow. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Got one more here. 10. 8. Very good. All right. You're up to it. I think I have one more. I know I always add one very last one at the end. We're just gonna sit like a sit-up here, arms extended, and this is just knee drops. So we're just gonna drop the knees off to the side and just roll them. So we'll do 8 on each side. Six. Alrighty. That puts us right over 10 o'clock for today. Good stuff, folks. Alrighty. gonna end this recording. I will post it as soon as it becomes available. But before we head out,